Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog, and we are on our season finale here on Wrestling Prime, and it's going to start our long episodic season of this. Actually, it's more like it's going to. Oh, excuse me, I'm a little choked up here. We're basically going to be doing. This is basically starting this long event week that's happening on our channel, and yeah, it's big, it's huge, and yeah, it's going to be. It is something. So yeah, the comment section is live and it's starting to heat up in here. I'm opening up a window. It's okay. There we go. So it's basically everything that's happening in the world of wrestling. That happened in everything that's happened in the WWE and the AEW within over the course of the decade or so. Not decade. What am I talking about? 2023. Everything that's happened in AEW and WWE for the whole year and everything, some good, some bad, and yeah, it is one to be checked out. And I'm running on energy drinks right now. And before we do that, this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Have any wrestling memorabilia or any other forms of wrestling items that you have that you want to part with, they will take good care of you. And if you happen to be in the Southington, Connecticut area, you definitely want to check out this place. It's really amazing. Check it out over at, and they also have a list of events too. So check out over their website at mjvideogames.com. All right. So yeah, this is our season finale, and we're going to be talking about all the stuff that went down in wrestling. Some good, some bad, like I said. And yeah, we're gonna get right in. We're gonna be getting right into it. And everything. So just bear with me. I'm just getting some notes down and everything, and so yeah. Um, yeah, I know I should have gotten this over with and everything, but yeah. I was gonna have a a guest on tonight, but she couldn't make it. A little bit of a pretty much a lost voice and everything like that. So Tails, hope you feel better. Um, uh, trying to get there we go. I was trying to load up a screen. It was pissing me off. So yeah. But we can get right into the one of the news here. Um, Pretty much the things in that I haven't mentioned and everything like that. Um, so yeah, let's talk about AEW. What happened? What happened to um, what happened in AEW? Well, actually, we're not gonna go. We're technically not going in like on one brand to another, but we are going to talk about one particular wrestler, and that is CM Punk. This has been the year of Punk, and we got the comment section open and everything like that. And yeah, this has been the year of Punk. Um, he had a small. I don't know why I'm getting verklempt again every time I mention CM Punk. Um, but yeah, um, CM Punk, had a you know pretty interesting run, if you want to call it that, in AEW, and no one would expect him to be in an AEW ring when he first stepped in. But then, had a couple of injuries that took him out of action and everything. But then, when he came back, you know, controversy ensued and everything like that, and he, doing the, you know, getting into some drama in the back with Adam Page and the Elite, um, and then after that kind of died down. Um, he had a little bit of drama with Jungle Boy, and that whole drama at in England with um over some discussion about some broken glass. About some glass that Jungle Boy wanted to do in his matches, and yeah, it was a big mess. So they basically got into a fight in the back and everything, and then um, CM Punk was later released from whatever contract that he had, and it was not good. And so yeah, wasn't a really good one. But then, as as I talked on here last month, the unthinkable happened. CM Punk showed up at a WWE event, Survivor Series, and it was it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy, and if I wasn't mistaken, I think it was in Chicago too. So I think, I don't know, but yeah, it happened. It literally happened, and so yeah, CM Punk came back, and everybody went nuts and everything, and cut a few promos. Um, from what I understand, and this is something that I just known about, shortly after listening to a couple of his promos coming back from coming back to the company. He he um he signed an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, which states that he can't mention anything about, he can't say the words AEW, um or anybody associated with AEW. Like, he can't mention Tony Khan or the Young Bucks or Adam Page and all that other all that other stuff. So that was the non-disclosure agreement that he signed. So some of the references that he did make, we kind of knew what he was saying. He just couldn't say them by name. So yeah. And so yeah, it was very interesting to hear that, but I knew what he was talking about, and yeah. Um so he just recently made an announcement that he was going to go to Royal Rumble. So that's going to be very interesting, and we're going to be talking about that, on the season opener and everything, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Um, we'll talk more about that um, near the end of the show. So yeah, it was pretty crazy, and I'm really looking forward to seeing who. He's already having some. They are working on. Looks like they are going to work on some sort of storyline with him and Seth Rollins. Um, with that little drama that's going on, and I mean, it's not really drama; it's basically just internet banter. So yeah. So we shall see um, what happens. Um, Cody Rhodes is also going to be in. So, um, so yeah. Other big news: Vince McMahon officially retired after coming back from the company. He he so yeah, he officially retired uh for good this time, and gotta wish him the best and everything. Say what you want about Vince McMahon, he was a visionary, and he you know he had some good moments, some bad moments, um in his career and everything, and but during the attitude era in the 90s, it was a great time to be a wrestling fan, and I was glad to be um a part of that when I was doing the show on cable access and everything and talking about it. So yeah, it was actually, you know, it was a great run, really great run, and yeah, uh, we are gonna miss him and everything, um, but there is some good news to come out. Even though that's it is a little bit of sad news. There is some good that came to it. WWE and and Ultimate the UFC Ultimate Fighting they merged together with Endeavor, and yeah, they're throwing in some really good content and everything. And Triple H taking over as CEO, he's doing a really good job. He's doing he's bringing back some wrestlers that you never thought um would be in there. Um, Signing some faces that have been in other companies. For example, Jade Cargill. Um, I'm really looking forward to seeing her in action. Um, when the time is, of course, when the time is right, and he did mention that, and yeah, it'll be at the right time. And same thing with CM Punk. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen to him. I mean, we know that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, but I wonder if he's going to have like maybe one or two matches beforehand, just to get the wheel rolling, so to speak. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm pretty sure Jade is going to be in the women's Royal Rumble as well. So I'm really looking, and if she is going to be in that women's Royal Rumble, she's my pick to win it. So yeah, early prediction uh, here on the season finale of Wrestling Prime. So yeah. um, this next one, I'm not too thrilled to be talking about, but it is wrestling worthy, and I have to, even though I shouldn't. And that is Logan Paul winning his first championship since signing with the WWE. Everybody, like I said many times over, everybody knows how I feel about Logan Paul. I don't need to address it any further, but the way he won the belt from the way he won the belt from Rey Mysterio Jr., um, I didn't like it. So, um, in quotes of a good commentator, match was good, but the finish was awful. Lousy finish, but the finish sucked, and it did. So, yeah, I have zero respect for Logan Paul on many personal reasons, and so yeah. Uh, but um, who else? Um, Roman Reigns. He is the longest um reigning champion this in this generation. Um, which I think is awesome. Um, Seth Rollins is the longest reigning um champions for representing Raw um since the new uh world championship belt came in came back and everything. The belt looks awesome, by the way. And yeah, that belt that belt came back, and yeah, and since Seth Rollins won that belt, he's been undefeated ever since. So yeah, I'm literally looking forward to seeing who's going to try to take it away from him, and we shall see. Randy Orton came back as well too, so a lot of good stuff. A lot of interesting stuff happened this year in WWE alone. AEW um, had some good moments too, and everything, and you know the all out pay per view was in England. was a success. Um, and there's also talks about AEW going to be showing up on HBO Max. So since that's under the Warner belt, so yeah, it is since Warner Brother, Warner Entertainment and Discovery, which handles all the stuff in Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, etc. It is possible that somewhere down the line we're gonna start seeing some AEW content popping up on Max really soon, and so nothing has been. We don't know when that's going to happen, but there is talks about it, and if that happens, who knows? Maybe we'll get to see something similar to what Peacock is doing with WWE. So that right there would be very good. Not to mention, with the accusation, with the purchase of Ring of Honor, we might see some Ring of Honor content go on there as well too. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Um, so so yeah, there's really really cool stuff. So yeah, if there's any moments you want to talk about, um, show up in the comment section, and I'll tag you in. you know, let your voices be heard. Come on, I don't want to be the voice of the voiceless. I'll leave that to CM Punk. So yeah, I think overall though, between the two companies, I think WWE has had a better year than AEW. I think. Um, on another note, um, Kenny Omega is not doing too well. Um, he's out of action for a while, and oh, we wish him. So, all right. Let's see if there's any questions or comments there. What we got here? Anybody? Any? I don't know. Oh boy, all choked up today. So, all right, might as well get right into the wrestlers who passed away this year. Some of the wrestlers who passed away this year, and we'll do the bottom up because they're more depressing as we climb the ladder, so to speak. Um, so we're starting off with a wrestler by the name of Absolute Andy. He was better known as the German wrestling star Absolute Andy. And Andreas Allman, better known as German wrestler Absolute Andy. He tragically died in his sleep at the age of 40 on November 23rd. It was announced that he lost his battle against an undisclosed illness by a German promotion, Wrestling Extreme Wrestling, Westside Extreme Wrestling. In a statement, the promotion said he fell asleep in the presence of his wife. Uh, Oldman was GWP World Champion 2 times and held the WXW Tag Team titles 5 times over 330 matches for the promotion. He took over as director of sports. Oh, by the way, this article is coming from WrestlingInc.com. Should note that. Ullman was for the promotion 5 times over 330 matches for the promotion. He took over as director of sports in 2020. He wrestled his final match in January of 2022. He vacated the WXW Shotgun Championship in March due to illness. The star faced the likes of Bryan Danielson as well as Gunther while with the promotion. WWE's Gunther mourned the loss of Ullman on social media. The two faced off in the 30-man shortcut to the top match in 2019. Up next is Mike Halleck. He was known in the WWE back then. Was known as before it was WWE. He was WWF. He was a short run character. He was a gimmick wrestler. He went by the name of Mantar. He was like a half man, half. He would come out with this big, full headgear on his head, but he didn't last long. According to his, he also died in his sleep on July 11th. According to his daughter, at the age of 55. His daughter said Halleck was no longer in pain after falling and injuring his back earlier in the day. The news said he also the news was also announced by Eric Sims of ESS Promotions on social media, as he had booked the start. I don't know why I'm so choked up today. There we go. I think I had something caught in my throat. It's dry in here. All right. Anywho, Eric Sims of ESS Promotions on social media, as he had booked Star to appear at an upcoming event. Halleck was known as perhaps achieved his greatest fame as Mantar, a dead-on-arrival gimmick during the WWF's New Generation era. Mantar was billed as half man and half beast upon debuting in the World Wrestling Federation in late 1994. He was briefly managed by Jim Cornette. When the gimmick was dropped, Halleck returned to the WWF as a member of the Truth Commission stable, and he was known as Tank in 1997. He also competed as Bruiser Mastino in ECW and appeared only once in WCW in a dark match. Okay. Up next, Jerry Jarrett passed away at age 80 on February 14th after battling esophageal cancer. The news was initially announced by longtime Continental Wrestling Association wrestler Dutch Mantel on Twitter. Jarrett was best known for founding the Memphis-based CWA alongside Jerry the King Lawler back in 1977. He worked he worked as both a wrestler as well as a promoter, making his in-ring debut for the NWA Mid-America in 1969. He retired from in-ring competition in 1988, but competed in a few matches for the United States Wrestling Association, which he also promoted in 1993 and 1995. Jared went on to become a 15-time NWA Mid-American Southern Tag Team Champion. He also spent years doing consulting work with both WCW and the WWF. In 2002, Jarrett and his son Jeff co-founded Total Nonstop Action, which is TNA. Jarrett was inducted into the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame in 2018. Yeah, he will be missed. Okay. Up next is Lanny Poffo. He is the brother of the Macho Man Randy Savage. Passed away. I believe in 2011. 2011, 2012. He was known in the WWF by as Leaping Lenny Poffo. He also was a manager, was known as the Genius, who he was actually wrestling as the Genius, turning heel. he also managed Mr. Perfect for a while, as well as the Beverly as well as the Beverly Brothers. Of course, he was, the brother of Macho Man Randy Savage, and son to the also late great Angelo Poffo. And his last match was in January 2020 when he appeared for Survival Championship Wrestling. He also appeared in 2020 of AEW during a tribute to the legends of Memphis wrestling. And so yeah, we're not sure of the cause of death, still unknown. But if it did come out, let us know. But yeah, he passed away at the age of 68. Congestive heart failure. Okay, on February 2nd. Darren Drozdoff passed away at age 54 from natural causes on June 30th. He debuted in the WWF in 1998. Who went by the name of Puke. He changed his name which later changed his name to Droz after partnering up with the Legion of Doom. He also had a short run in ECW in 1998, and he was good. He was supposed to schedule a match with Dealer Brown on SmackDown on October 1999, but during a training, he landed on his head, breaking breaking 2 vertebrae in his neck, paralyzing him from the neck down. So if anybody needs to be in the Hall of Fame, should be Darren Drozdov. Up next is Bushwhacker Butch. Passed away at the age of 78. One half of the Sheep Herders, alongside with his cousin, along with Bushwhacker Luke, and they came to the WWF in at the end of 1988. They were Luke and Butch were best friends in real life, not cousins. And they wrestled. They first started off in the NWA under the name the Sheep Herders, where they were known for their wild wrestling style and often violent bloodbaths. They were also featured in an episode of Family. He was also featured alongside Luke in an episode of Family Matters, which was really funny. It was a funny episode, and they were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2015. So, rest in peace, Bushwhacker Butch. Up next is superstar Billy Graham. He passed away at the age of 79 on May 17th. He had a lot of health issues before his passing. He had a liver transplant after being he had liver disease, and which made him have a liver transplant. He also tested positive for COVID-19. He had an ear infection that spread to his skull. Renal failure. Don't know what that is. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what that is really. And he was on life support. Graham debuted in the in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF, in 1975. He won the championship from Bruno Sammartino in 1977 and held the title for 10 months, a move WWE called the longest reign for any ring villain in WWE history to this day. Later on, he left shortly after, and returned in the late 1980s, and was a broadcaster and a manager in addition to his wrestling career. His influence inspired the likes of Jesse Ventura, Scott Steiner, and Hulk Hogan. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2004. And on a side note, one of the only times where he didn't want to be mentioned as a addressed as a Hall of Famer. A lot of crazy stuff, but still. Um, Still a good, pretty damn good wrestler, and he will be missed. Um, Iron Sheik, I already um, did a tribute special of him earlier in the season. If you haven't seen that yet, you can go ahead and check that out. And he passed away on June 7th, and everybody knows the Iron Sheik. And so yeah, it was really sad and everything like that. So he shall be missed. Um, Up next is Jay Briscoe. Um, he was a legend in Ring of Honor. Passed away at 38 due to a car accident. Um, um, Briscoe, Jay Briscoe, along with his brother Mark, were 13-time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions and also held the gold in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact, Game Changer Wrestling, and more. Uh, Briscoe made his wrestling debut at the age of 16 years old in May 2000, wrestling with his brother in a Delaware-based promotion. The brothers, who also started to call themselves Dem Boys, debuted as a team in Ring of Honor in 2003. They were the reigning Ring of Honor Tag Champions when Briscoe died, having captured the titles from FTR and at the Ring of Honor Final Battle in 2022. Jay Briscoe also held the Ring of Honor World Championship twice as a single star. The Briscoe brothers were inducted into the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame in the inaugural class of 2022. And one of the most popular and successful tag teams in the decade, fans clamored to have the Briscoe brothers wrestle in AEW. Been reported that they were banned from wrestling for the company because Warner Brothers Discovery, who owns the channels AEW airs on, said no. Despite Tony Khan's best efforts, it reportedly stemmed from previous controversial remarks made by Jay, which he had apologized for. Following his death, Briscoe was honored with a show about his legacy on AEW television, and his brother now appears in Ring of Honor. Uh, real life name, Jay Briscoe's real life name is Jamin Pugh. P-U-G-H. Hard to pronounce his name there. So, okay. Um, Terry Funk is next. Um, he passed away on August 23rd at the age of 79. Pretty much a hardcore legend. And he began his wrestling career in the 60s with his brother Dory Funk. Um, he also had a legendary rivalry in WCW with Ric Flair. He also wrestled in All Japan Pro Wrestling. Um, he was a um, he wrestled in Extreme Champion in ECW at the age of 50, and he headlined Hardcore Heaven in 1997, and he would later come back to the WWF as Chainsaw Charlie, partnering up with Cactus Jack, and his final match was in 2006 when he teamed up with Tommy Dreamer and Bela McGillicuddy to face off against Mick Foley, Edge, and Lita. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2009. And I should have did a show about this last one, and I feel shame that I didn't, and I should have. But I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. Bray Wyatt. This was by far the saddest of them all. Um, Real name Wyndham Rotunda, passed away at the age of 36, died in his sleep due to a heart attack on August the 24th. Um, he had um, he was suffering some heart problems after testing positive for COVID-19. Um, his ring announcer his wife, former ring announcer JoJo Offerman, uh, found him in bed. And he was with the WWE from 2009 to 2021 when he was released. Um, he later came back to WWE when after Triple H gained creative control. He showed up last year. Um, he showed up at Extreme Rules of last year. Um, um, he was supposed to be at WrestleMania 39 earlier this year, but he was because of his illness, he wasn't able to make it. He wrestled for NXT as Husky Harris. He was in. He was also in the heel stable as the Nexus. Um, Shortly after that run with the Nexus, he was taken off TV and went to Florida FCW Florida Championship Wrestling, and later in developmental in 2011. He returned with Eric Rowan and Luke Harper to form the Wyatt family in 2012, and and the in everybody, and then after that, he he branded into a new character, the Fiend, and everybody loved it and everything, and it was the vignettes and everything are creepy and everything like that. But yeah, very very tragic and very sad and everything, and yeah, I apologize for not doing any obituaries on him or anything like that. But yeah, uh, this one was a real shocker. Um, I didn't wanted to, when I first heard about this, I was like, "Are you shitting me?" And yeah, I mean, everyone's still mourning his loss and everything, and rightfully so. It was, still one of the most tragic uh, and saddest deaths in in wrestling history. And but yeah, he will be missed. Um, all these wrestlers are going to be missed and everything. We're gonna miss you all. We're gonna miss you all. So, so all right. Hey, got that out of the way there and everything. So now let's end the show with a more positive note. It won't be too depressing or anything like that. So yeah. Um. So we are on the season. So as I said, this is the season finale, and we are going to be back uh next year for another uh season of Wrestling Prime. We are evolving. Got a new logo up and everything, and I'll be premiering that at the season premiere. Um, excuse me. And so yeah, this is going to be a really good, you know, looking forward to 2024. As I said, I already gave out an early prediction for um, Royal Rumble for Jade Cargill uh, winning the Women's Royal Rumble. As far as CM Punk, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to be doing with him in the, for next year. And so yeah, what's going to happen to his match and everything, and really looking forward to that, and especially with the many feuds that he's going to be doing. Um, and who Logan Paul is going to be facing next. We need that belt. We need to get that belt off. The way he's been promoting himself um, has been disgusting and does not deserve the U.S. title. Um, and yeah, but 2024 is going to be a very interesting year for both WWE and AEW. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Uh, I'm really looking forward to it. So, but yeah. Um, but as far as this show goes, we're going to be, um, of course, changing it up a little bit and everything, and we're definitely going to have a lot of fun with it. And yeah, we're gonna be doing good. We're going to be doing good with this, and you will be surprised. You will be surprised of what's to be expected for next year. And so yeah, expanding more of the content instead of doing the one episode per month. It's been we're gonna do more. We're gonna do more. So next year. So um, been seeing a lot of good traction lately. Come from this show, especially when we were doing all the AEW stuff, and a lot of people like that, and we're gonna do more. We're gonna do more with that, and also I'm working on a little project to premiere on Wrestling Prime next season, and I can give you a little bit of a teaser what I'm going to be doing, and it's one of the old segments I used to do a long time ago, um, which was very very successful, and it was one of the topics that um, that made the show um, that gave the show the most nominations in one award show. Even though we didn't win anything, I believe that we could have won with this because of the topic that we did, and it was one of the most um, popular topics that we've ever did. And I'm planning on bringing that back. I'm working on bringing that. I'm going to be bringing that back for next season, which is dream matches. What this is a what if scenario. Um, at the time, um, when I did the what if scenario, it was WWE at the time, WWF versus WCW, World Championship Wrestling. Bringing that back around to doing what if WWE faced AEW? Well, who would fight who? And it's going to be a little bit complicated, for sure, because of the fact that uh, some of the wrestlers um, I would have to exclude because of the fact there are some wrestlers who came from AEW to WWE and vice versa. So, so it's pretty much wrestlers who haven't faced off. Pretty much um, young faces who have never fought um, each other before. So it's kind of new, and um, so yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and during the during that what if scenario, I'm also going to do some what ifs as well. And the first one I'm going to be doing, um, I'm working on that. I'm going to be working on that, and we'll bring it out at the opening season and everything. So, um, whatever what if scenario, whatever wrestling what if scenarios you want to see coming up in the next season, let us know in the comment section, and we'll make that scenario happen. We'll go step by step about how the story, how the storyline, the feud, leading up to it, and how would that how would the match turn out instead of how the actual match turned out. For example, give you the Montreal Screwjob. So yeah, that's going to be one of the topics. So um, as well as some other stuff as well too. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to cook up what I have with that. So dream matches and what ifs are uh, going to be a big thing next year. So yeah, definitely uh, one to watch. Everything. So on that note, um, thank you all for tuning in this fine evening, and be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Um, thumbs up the video if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. Comment down below. What are you looking forward to? What was your um, favorite wrestling moment of 2023? And what are you going to be looking for next year? And let us know in the comment section down below. And ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And if you want to have a wrestling moment of your own, you know, you too can become a legend and become a really cool icon in this um on this channel. All you have to do is lay the smackdown on that subscribe button, and you too could be a world champion. And so yeah, and before I turn off the camera, I hope you all have a healthy and happy, safe holiday weekend. Uh, Tomorrow night's going to be Christmas Eve, leading up to Christmas. Um, Hope you make it a safe one, and be around your loved ones as well too. And thank you all so much for the responses that I have been getting on this show. Um, the responses have been really, really good, and I want to continue more of that. So spread the word, let everybody know about a really, about this cool wrestling show that's been around for many years, but haven't have been neglecting it for a while since I've been on this platform. So, but that'll all change, and it's all thanks to you. So with the reaction that I've gotten this year, um, I'm really looking forward to doing more with it next year. So keep them coming, and love your feedback, and yeah, like I said, lay the smackdown on that subscribe button, and support us small streamers, and because you will definitely make it a difference. You know, become the voice of the voiceless. Just all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment or two. You know, help us out. Leave a like, do all that good stuff, and but yeah, have a happy and safe holiday. I will be back again tomorrow night with the Channel X holiday special. Uh, don't miss it. It's going to be great. And but also have a happy and healthy um, holiday as well, and be safe out there if you are doing any driving or traveling. Um, really be safe out there. And we'll see you in 2024. Until then, this is Tom Dog saying take care. So long. Peace. Have a good night, everybody. And again, happy holidays.